Access Fort Wayne offers reflections of our community. Production facilities provided by Access Fort Wayne are a service of the Allen County Public Library. The views and opinions expressed do not necessarily represent those of Access Fort Wayne, the Allen County Public Library, or any other supporting organizations. For more information about creating your own television program with Access Fort Wayne, call 421-1250.
Hi, guess who this is? This is Patty Hunter of Patty's Page. And today, my special guest is none other than Josh Harty.
Thank you. It's an honor to be here.
Wow. Now, the reason why I have you on my show is because I'm really curious about you. So, you're a man of all trades, as they might say.
I do many things.
You're an entertainer. You're a film producer. You were a singer.
I was a musician.
Musician.
I've done stand-up comedy.
Oh yeah.
Really, entertainer sums it up.
How long have you been doing that?
I've been entertaining for probably a little over 12 years now. So I started out in high school, and I enjoy making people happy and smile. So I've tried to entertain in many ways.
I'm a part-time clown. Would you believe it? They call me Bubbles.
Really?
Yes. Okay. Your turn. Have you done any clowning?
No, I've never been a clown.
Oh, you're not afraid of them?
I'm not afraid of clowns. I know a lot of people are.
I know.
But
that's why I try not to ask too many questions about that with people, because they get, oh my goodness. I said, okay, don't want them to get scared of me, But I'm a good clown.
More and more people are afraid of clowns,
That's
though.
More better, I like to make people smile,
But you know why people are scared? It's because of scary movies.
Oh,
you get more and more clowns, and it's terrifying. And
what was that? There's a clown movie that was very, very scary. I don't know what it's called.
Stephen King's It.
Yeah.
Yeah, that scared a lot of people. If you ask them, why are you scared of clowns?
Yeah.
They refer to that movie.
Yeah, I wish they hadn't put that out, because it's kind of, not too many people want me to be a clown. But I have, like long scarlet wig, red scarlet wig, and with a little blue hat with stars and rainbows and stuff like that. And that's kind of cute.
I mean, anything you can do to, put a smile on someone's face. And I mean, you go to nursing homes, or where do you
church.
go?
I did mime church stuff. I was in North Carolina, Charlotte, North Carolina. And before we moved, I was getting into a group called the Carolina Clowns. And I got my name, and I got my outfit, and then we moved. So, darn. There's so many things that they wanted me to do.
Did you go to clown school?
Oh, yes, I went to clown school.
Yeah?
Yep. I learned how to manipulate the balloons and stuff like that there. Well, anyways, they were talking about you. So tell me, you are in the paranormal, or you were?
I was in the paranormal.
Tell me about that. What do you mean?
For the last 12 years, I've always been interested in ghosts. I want to know what goes bump in the night.
Yeah.
And ever since a young age, I was really close with my grandfather, and when he passed away when I was 5, I was always told that I would wake up the next morning and I would tell my mom about, playing cards with him, and there'd be a deck of cards out on the floor, and, never really thought anything of it until I got older. And then in high school, you always wanted to scare yourself, so you would kind of go to scary places or old buildings.
And you still do? You
did? For the longest time I did. And over the time of the 12 years I've been in the paranormal, I've learned a lot of trades. I studied demonology to try to help people. I always had a psychic tell me I had a gift and a power, and I need to learn to use it. And I never knew what that was until probably about 2 years ago. But I used to be able to actually hold somebody or touch them and read them.
You don't do it
And
now.
I actually recently just gave that gift away, as weird as that is. I believe it's something that you're blessed with, and I had someone who...
How'd you give it away? What do you mean?
It's kind of complicated. It's all energy. And I was able to touch a person's heart who was, I guess, untouchable, and I transferred everything I had to her, and
she's doing it now.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I had an unusual thing happen to me many moons ago, and I wasn't quite sure whether I was going to speak about it, but this was paranormal. I don't know what it was, but I like to talk about it. I hope you don't mind. It's about back in the 1990s when we were in California. And my husband and I were in a car about ready to go home after leaving work. And as soon as we got in the car, everything went black, like I blacked out. And then I sort of came to, but I couldn't see anything. It was pitch black in the car, even though the sun was shining. So I felt the area of the car, even though I couldn't see it, I knew I was in the car. And then my sight came back, and that same thing happened to my husband, Bob, at the same time. So we kept on saying to each other, where did we go? You know, no one could answer, so. But,
I mean, something like that, when you deal with the paranormal, you know, people think of, ghosts. The paranormal is a lot more than that, you know. You have your different types. You have what they call residual haunting, which is basically just like a tape player playing itself over and over. Like if you go down south to Gettysburg, a lot of people see, you know, old war heroes and whatnot fighting still. You know, it's like their energy or their spirit's trapped in that time and place, and it's continuing over and over. And it's like when I used to investigate, I would, like, whether it was a historical place or a private residence, I would have them keep a book and write down the time and what happened every day. That way, you know, you can look at it and see, you know, is it residual or is it something that's more intelligent?
Yeah. Cool.
So.
How about your Black Hawk production?
Black Hart Films.
Black Hart. Sorry.
Oh, no, you're fine. I've been doing that since 2009, May.
Mm-hmm.
I got way out of the music industry, and I wanted to start entertaining people again. And the films you see now, you see a lot of sequels or remakes, and I wanted to write a movie that touched people in many ways. Just like my music, I want people to relate to my work and see, you know, okay, you know, there's other people that go through what I've been through.
Yeah.
And so I started Black Hart Films, and I wrote my first movie called Forever Young. And I filmed it right here in 2009 in Fort Wayne. And it wasn't one of those movies to touch people's heart, but it was a scary movie. And that went pretty well. We sent it off to a few film companies, to a few film festivals.
Yeah.
And it kind of got our name out there. It started getting us boosted, and we started going to conventions, and before long we were invited to go to conventions and sign autographs and meet people, and at that same time I wanted to do something more often, because when you make a film, a film takes several months. You know, it's just not something you can do over a weekend.
Oh, yeah, I know.
And so I started YouTube. And with YouTube, I started watching more and more, and I saw this guy on there, and he started just showing 10-minute videos of his family every day. And I'm like, okay, you know, and it was entertaining. And I was like, you know, I want to do that. So I was like, what can I do every week to show something new? And that's when I kind of got back into the paranormal. And I started going to haunted places and showing the history and showing the evidence that we caught. I mean, we've been all over the Midwest investigating. We've been to places like Rhodes Hotel in Atlanta, Indiana.
Yeah.
Which that is one of my top 5 haunted places in Indiana. Last time I was there, I stayed the night completely.
Ooh.
Like, yeah.
Yeah.
It was about 4:30. I was going to bed, and I was upstairs. Which a little bit of the history. Rhodes Hotel used to be an old brothel, and yeah, and the lead lady had a kid, a little girl, and as I was going to bed about 4:30, I was laying in her room, and all of a sudden I hear probably about 5 feet away from me, "Mama." And I won't lie.
Nobody was there?
No one was there,
Okay.
and I'm not gonna lie, it scared me.
No.
You know, I don't get scared easily or often, but knowing that I was there by myself and I heard that clear as day, I didn't want to sleep in that room, but I did. I just slept with the covers over my head and the flashlight getting ready, so if something else happened, it was light on.
Yeah. Nothing else happened? Just that?
No, if you get on my YouTube, I still have videos from the Rhodes Hotel. I've been there several times. The first time I was there, we caught some old ragtime music playing.
Mm-hmm.
And I got up and walked around, and I said hello, and I didn't hear anything back. But when you go through on the video, it'll show you there's an old British accent of a lady saying hello back to me. And so, you know, we posted that on there, and then 6 months later I went back, and I was getting ready to go up into their attic, and it was summertime, it was hot, and I was talking to my cameraman. I was like, I really don't want to go up there because I was sweating. And when we play the audio back, you can hear the lady's voice, same voice, inviting me to come on up. So
what in your mind, what is a ghost? Spirit that's not being able to go home?
I wouldn't say it's not being able to go home. I would say a ghost is more like energy.
Trapped?
I wouldn't say it's trapped. When you pass away, I strongly believe, and it's just like with family members. I've had people tell me that, you know, my grandmother's still with me. And I believe you have a choice. And, I mean, if you're close to someone, you don't want to leave them.
I know.
So if they pass away, I believe a part of their energy is still with you, even though they might go to heaven.
Yeah, when my mom died many moons ago, like 32 years ago, I couldn't accept her death until she came to me in a dream. My dreams comes true, by the way.
Mm-hmm.
When she came to me in a dream, she was sitting in a chair, like something like this, up in the corner of the room. And she says, would you like to see me still alive? I said, yeah, but I would be a vegetable. I wouldn't be able to communicate. I wouldn't be able to have a normal life. Do you still want me back? I said, no, I guess not. She says, okay. Then I woke up and I felt calm. Like, you know, Mom is not there anymore. She's in heaven.
It was kind of like your final...
Goodbye.
Yeah.
Closure.
Yeah, same thing happened with my grandma and I. I was very close with my grandmother. She helped raise me. And she was in a nursing home the last 5 years of her life. And I would go and visit her. And one Sunday, I almost didn't go visit her. And my mom's like, you know, you need to go see her before you come back up to Fort Wayne. And so I went, and every time I saw her, I could not look at her without busting out crying.
Because you knew.
I knew, and I always asked her, you know, Grandma, don't leave me. And I think I finally had my peace with being able to let her go.
Right.
And I told her that Sunday as I was holding her, I was like, you know, it's okay. I understand it's your time.
Right.
And 1 week later, I woke up at 3:23 in the morning,
Right.
and I knew she was gone. And then probably 10, 15 minutes later, I got a phone call from my mom saying that she passed.
I have dreams of knowing when someone is going to die or when I'm going to get sick.
Mm-hmm.
And it turns out, I had a dream that I was going to get married when I was in my 20s, and I won't have any children. And I woke up crying because I couldn't have any children. And you know, I did get married, and I couldn't have children. Scary.
I mean, it's like you said, I believe dreams are a look into reality. Dreams, when you dream, it's kind of like, it's a glimpse into the future.
Yeah, well, yeah, I know. Don't I know it? It's scary.
Oh, absolutely. I mean, it's when you dream. I mean, obviously, if you have nightmares or you dream of a TV show before you go to bed, that's not reality.
But when you dream, I usually dream in color. But once in a while, my dream will be black and white, and that would turn out true.
I believe when you dream and you wake up and you can still feel the emotion.
It's going to happen.
Exactly.
Because I sense things.
Mm-hmm. I used to have a dream about, I guess, my dream girl. And, I mean, it was just, we'd be there and, it'd be like we'd go on a date. No, I haven't met her yet.
Oh.
I'm single, no rings.
Oh, we got to do something about that.
But I would have dreams about her, and I could see her face. I knew what she looked like. And when I woke up, I was so full of love.
Yeah.
And I was also hurt at the same time because I couldn't find her. But I would have the same dreams over and over.
Yeah.
So.
That's what you're looking for. Your heart is looking for her.
One day I might find her. I don't know.
Well, before I met Bob, I dreamt of a man wearing sheepskin jacket and a cowboy hat. He looked Native American, like a Western guy.
Mm-hmm.
My husband's part Mohawk.
Oh, wow. So,
I don't know whether I told him or not that.
Now he knows.
It's true. But I am religious. I'm Christian, and that's the way I am. But I would have these dreams that would come true, and I would never understand why. So, conflict. So.
Yeah, it's.
Tell me about these.
About my tattoos?
Tattoos. Let's zero in on his tattoo.
You can see that.
Who's going to be doing the honors of zeroing? Aha!
There you go.
Now
this is an actual dove. It says forever and always. My grandma, like I said, is very close with her.
Yeah.
And if you can see the back, you can see more.
More doves. Oh, that's beautiful.
Yeah. And I had it shaded in, but
yeah.
She was close to me, and I'm Catholic. A lot of religions look at tattoos as you're disgracing the body God gave you. Every one of my tattoos tells a story, and this is from my grandma.
Yeah.
That way she's always right there with me.
A memorial?
Yes.
Tribute?
And I wrote a piano. Like, I knew when she passed away that I would give her eulogy. And months up until she passed away, there was not words that I could express to, I guess, send her off properly.
So you wrote it instrumental?
I did write it. Well, there's lyrics to it now.
Yeah.
But I wrote an instrumental piano piece for her. And at her funeral, instead of giving the eulogy, the piano piece was played. And if you hear the full version of it, which not many people get to, it's full of emotions. And it was my final thank you for everything, and forever and always, I'm always going to be here with you.
Well, how long ago did she pass?
She passed away 2 years ago on September 13th.
Sorry, darling.
Oh, it's all right. I've accepted it, and I know she's still here with me.
Yeah. My dad died on September 4th. Something about this September.
Yeah.
Anyways, we got 10 minutes. Oh. So, tell me about this vlog, or not vlog, but vlog.
It goes back to the paranormal.
What's it called again?
It's called Paranormal Vlog.
Okay.
If you type in Blackheart Films, Google, Yahoo, you'll find everything about me. Twitter, Facebook, the links to YouTube. Paranormal Vlog, basically, was my paranormal show.
Oh.
We won several awards from VidCon or YouTube, and we basically will go to a historical place. I'll tell the history of it. I'll have my researchers do the history on it. We've uncovered truth, and we'll show it, and then show you the evidence that we've collected from staying there for a few days.
Wow.
So I've seen some scary stuff.
So have I.
It's stuff that keeps you up at night, and I think that was the big thing about me retiring from the paranormal world.
'Cause you want a normal life.
You want that normal life, and playing with the paranormal is not for amateurs. It's something that you
not
definitely
for the weak of heart.
Yeah, it's just like playing with the Ouija board. You don't want to do that.
You don't want to muck about with that.
No, I've seen people bring negative things into their life, and it's destroyed people. I mean, it's nothing that you want to tamper with. So
yeah, I wouldn't fool around with that either.
yeah.
So what are your plans for the future then?
Yourself? Right now, we're actually filming. Blackheart Films is filming the story of Devil's Hollow here in Fort Wayne. If you've lived in Fort Wayne long enough, I'm sure you've heard of Devil's Hollow. It's about the witches.
There were witches here?
Supposedly. I've met with a lot of people that live out near Devil's Hollow, which is north, not south, with the housing additions, and their stories all added up. And so I sat down, I took everything that they gave me, and I decided to write my story of Devil's Hollow. And it's actually going to be 2 films, maybe a possible 3rd film.
You mean like a trilogy?
Yeah. And it's basically telling the story. I figure, I've lived in Fort Wayne for 6 years.
Where are you from?
San Diego.
San Diego. We said that before, didn't we? Hell. Anyway,
So.
I'm sorry, my memory.
No, you're fine.
The older you get, the more parts wear out, and that's what's going first, the memory.
I think we talked about that before you even started, but.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, because I moved from San Diego to Muncie, and Muncie's where I went to school, and then I moved up to Fort Wayne.
How old were you when you were living in San Diego before you moved?
I lived in San Diego for a few years.
So you're
I was still a little guy.
a little guy.
But
You're not little now.
But I won't claim Indiana as home yet, even though I've lived here long enough. I don't know. I love Indiana to death, but
you're not used to it.
Yes and no. This cold weather aggravates my sinuses, and
Is that you've been sick for a couple of days? With that sinus problem?
Yes and no. I was sick, but like I said, I just gave my reading, being able to read to somebody,
So
and it drained me of everything I had. And yeah. So I took a few days off work. Hopefully my work's not watching this. No, I'm just playing.
Too late now.
Oh well.
Oh well. You weren't well, so you're okay now, eh?
Oh yeah. I'm feeling a lot better.
Bouncing back?
Oh yeah. I bounced back just like that.
Yeah.
So, but other than doing the film Devil's Hollow, I started my own charity. My 3-year-old boy, Jericho, we're still going through the stages and trying to find out, but he might be autistic.
Yes.
And he shows a lot of the signs that he is. Oh. And so I've done a lot of research on autism, and I've met with a lot of people who have autistic kids, and they don't get to live the lives that we did growing up. Autism, there's so many different stages, especially like Asperger's, if I'm pronouncing that right. They might have to live with someone for the rest of their lives.
Caretaker.
Yeah. And to me, that breaks my heart. When I take my son to the park and he doesn't want to play with anyone, he just wants to be left alone, he'll swing, it kills me inside. When I was his age, I was out playing, doing everything. So
what is autism?
Autism?
Is something with the brain?
Yeah, it has to do with the brain. I know with Jericho, he has a couple of chromosomes that are abnormal that lead to it.
I didn't know that.
Yeah, there's so many different types and stages, but it's mainly how your brain develops.
Is he mild?
I'm sorry?
Would you know if he's mild autistic?
if he is autistic, he's very mild, and it's something that he will definitely grow out of.
Well, pray for that.
Thank you. And that's another reason I gave up the paranormal and kind of my YouTube partnership. I want to make sure that, my son's raised right and to help him more.
Yeah.
And that's one reason I started the charity, which we'll be having a charity event at the end of January, February. If you add me on Facebook, you'll know more about that. But I'm working with a fellow public access celebrity, Jeff Landis, and we're going to be doing a charity wrestling event to raise money for it. So.
Well, if you need my help, you got it.
Oh, absolutely. I appreciate that.
Yeah.
So, because all money and proceeds raised for Hart to Hart, the autism charity, we're going to start doing events with the kids. Not too long after the event that we do in January, February, we're going to rent out like crazy pens, and anyone who's autistic can come and bowl for free. And
just like, where is it? Something. What do you call it? That crazy pins?
Yeah,
that's where it is.
The bowling alley, and then they have a little putt, and I figure it's cold outside, something they can do during the summer. I want to work with Parkview Field and have a baseball game with both teams being autistic kids and fill the stadium and having everyone there to support them.
Well,
make
I
them
would
feel
like
special.
to help. Definitely, that sounds like a very good cause, and I would like to thank my audience for coming in and watching this wonderful show. Thank you, Josh.
Thank you so much,
Harty.
Patty. It's been a pleasure.
It's been a pleasure. I must have you back on again.
I will come back on.
Because we have a lot to talk about. Boy, do we have a lot to talk about. But thank you. Thank you very much, and may we see you next week. Bye-bye.